and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am your host, Data T, and welcome to my channel, The Good Guys. Today's story comes out of Forest Acres, South Carolina, and the story reads, Woman shoots, kills intruder at apartment in Forest Acres, police say. Before we get into this story, guys, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, a comment, subscribe, and hit me on Twitter. I love to talk there. Let's get into today's story.
Again tonight with a deadly shooting in Forest Acres. That shooting happening last night after police say a man walked into a woman's apartment while she was there alone with her baby. That woman had a gun and shot the intruder. News 19's Peyton Lewis is in studio tonight with more details on what happened. Peyton?
JR, an unusual situation that unfolded at around 11 p.m. last night left a man dead on a woman's doorstep. Tonight we heard from one of the man's friends and got some more information from the Forest Acres police on the investigation. Sunday evening, Forest Acres police were called out to the Landing apartments. A woman called 911 saying a man she didn't know entered her apartment and that she shot him. The man was dead by the time police arrived. He was later identified as 28-year-old Devon Brockenbrough. Forest Acres Police Chief Don Robinson issued a statement saying, quote, "We recognize this deadly shooting is one family's worst nightmare and another family's tragedy. We also want our community to know there is no threat to the public at this time. Right now, it remains unknown why the suspect entered the apartment and the investigation is ongoing. In the meantime, we recognize the residents' right to defend her home and family, as per the Castle Doctrine under South Carolina law." James Grant, a friend and former classmate of Brockenbrough's, said he was surprised to hear that his friend had died, but even more surprised as to how it happened.
Today was pretty hard, you know what I'm saying? I can kind of feel him. I can kind of feel his energy around me, you know what I'm saying? So I know he's upset with how what the outcome is of right now, you know what I'm saying? I know he didn't want to die.
Brockenbrough worked a job at a restaurant, but was working to be a social media influencer. Grant says one thing he posted frequently said, quote, "If you wake up this morning, you're still winning." He says that, quote, will hold a new meaning now.
Guys, let me stop it there and then I'll play the rest of the video out. It's tragic that this man lost his life, but I guess the question has got to be, what was he doing entering a woman's apartment? You know, she said she didn't know who he was. I'm sure it was at the evening or a late time at night, and she shot him. This is pretty cut and clear to me. I would say also, it's good that the lady had a firearm. Many cases we see that women are, they don't really shoot all the time. I know on this channel that is not the case, but it's good to see this. It's good that she was protecting her child. And this is one of these stories I almost want to come back to just in case they find anything, but I don't think so. I think this man may have not known his friend enough to say that, hey, he wouldn't break into somebody else's home. We see this a lot, and thank goodness for Castle Doctrine, because this woman is probably not going to be questioned as much because obviously she was in her home. This guy broke in. It looks like he broke in, and she used her gun to protect herself. So it's pretty clear. So what else to really say? Other than we are sorry for what happened to this young man, but guys, if you're going to break into somebody's home, bets are off. he sounds like he was a good man. Yeah, he said these good comments and everything like that, but who could be a facade? He could be a bad guy. Let's hear what the rest of the friend has to say. Let's see what he has to say.
It was, did you know somebody's always there, telling you have a positive, he's always had a positive attitude, you know what I'm saying? So he never looked down or looked at the bad side of life. He always had a positive outlook on whatever he was doing.
As police continue to investigate the situation, they say the woman and her baby are unharmed and that the woman is receiving victim services. And an autopsy and a toxicology report are being conducted on Brockenroe's body. We'll keep you updated on the results when we get them. Reporting in studio, Peyton Lewis, News 19.
Okay, so that's the end of the story. It would be interesting to follow up on this story. Maybe he was high. Maybe he was a little bit more desperate than most people thought he was. But this is pretty sad, only because we see that particular suspect, had a friend, and that friend spoke on his behalf. This sometimes happens, but what do you guys think? This is not as, usually I get riled up on some of these stories, but sometimes when you see the other side, it's humbling. It's sometimes you think, oh, okay, let me, from his point of view, but I'm still on the side of, you break into somebody's home, all bets are off. That's it. You've lost my sympathy for you. You really have. And so kudos to the mother who protected herself and her home and her child. Kudos to her. She is a good guy, and that is what you're supposed to do. Okay? Good people have guns, and if good people do nothing, there will be no good guys.